And check this out. I have my special guest here. Introduce yourself, Cliff.
Specifically, I've been a resident of the Bay Area for the past 5 years. So originally I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I went to college in Ohio where I majored in mathematics and psychology. I moved out to the Bay Area for a programming job, statistical programming, working for a consulting firm. And as I started doing more research on things like sort of things the government's doing, sort of what they call deep state type stuff, I started to kind of lose interest in my programming job, and because I was a government contractor, it made it very easy to lose interest in that as I'm finding out all the crimes of the government, and we're on a big anniversary of one of those crimes.
Oh, yes, 9/11.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I couldn't really do that job efficiently anymore, so I started tutoring at a tutoring company called AJ Tutoring, and I recently moved from there to start working at Sylvan Learning Center up in the city, West Portal location specifically. But in my free time, I do numerology, as you might have all surmised. I also like to do fencing, not so much of that anymore. Magic the Gathering, and I don't do too much of that anymore. But what I do mostly is sort of civil rights activist sort of stuff. I confront criminal police. I've been making it a habit to go to SFPD police commissioners meetings and tell them that, hey, according to the actual law, that being the Constitution, things like the police aren't really, lawful. Then they're unlawful. They're standing armies, and standing armies aren't really supposed to be allowed for more than 2 years, according to the Constitution anyway. But that's just the alleged law of the land that everyone claims to uphold. But yeah, so I do.
And not a lot of people are aware of.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's what I do. This past week, August 28th, the police were seen assaulting a man for seemingly he did nothing but sort of have a heated verbal exchange with another guy. He was like a tour bus driver, and the cops cuffed him. They had him on the ground, so I made sure to film and document that. It's uploaded on YouTube. If you go to Militia Intelligence Report number 2 on YouTube, they took down the first one, and they took down and that's not even my channel. They took down my channel, and they did it based on a numerical pattern. So they took it down on the 178th day of the year, which was the day Joe Jackson was reported to have passed, Michael Jackson's father. So there's a lot of numerical synchronicities there. But the name Clifford in what's known as Jewish gematria. So there's this practice of coding numbers into words called gematria. And there's a few different methods. And this method, which is known as either Jewish or Latin, is based on the original Latin order of the alphabet. So the English alphabet isn't its own standalone language, it's in its standalone alphabet. So the alphabet originates from Latin, and J, V, and W are newer additions. So the order changes. So with gematria, and this is the best kept secret of numerology, you take the alphabetic order, so it's the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you just assign each letter its numerical position in that order. So A's 1, B's 2, C's 3, and then Z's 20, so on and so forth, Z's 26. So in the what's called Latin or Jewish gematria, J and V and W precede, or they come after Z, so they have higher numerical values. And in this method, my name, Clifford, sums to 178. And they made sure to take down my channel on the 178th day of the year. Wow. So it's some pretty crazy stuff how they sort of do things. And
terminating Clifford's account on the 178th day of the year, Clifford equals 178 in Jewish gematria. Guys, the YouTube is the Zionist Jews. They terminate accounts and do their activity by the numbers. Why would they script propaganda by the numbers but not do this? Oh, whoops. See.
on an astrology note, this is completely different. We had the talks between Kim Jong-un and Moon Jae-in, and those talks began when the moon was entering Libra. And for the astrology buffs out there, Libra is about diplomacy and balance. And so Moon Jae-in is meeting with Kim Jong-un as the moon enters Libra, the sign of balance. And so you start to understand how the sort of quote elite sort of plan things by the stars and by the numbers. And 9/11 was a big astrological and numerical ritual. So just the notion of 9 and 11 in numerology is the number of awakening, and 9 is the number of sort of completion, termination, transformation. So in its most negative connotation, it can be seen as ending awakening, keeping people asleep. And that was a big sort of agenda for that event. And interestingly, this is the 17th anniversary, and 17 has been a number rife in the media. We had the alleged Parkland shooting with 17 injured and 17 dead reportedly, although the evidence for what really happened is very lacking. And then we had the death of SoundCloud rapper XX Extension, XXXTentacion, and his debut album was called 17. And so
what? That is crazy.
No, and for any anime nerds out there, they had the new Dragon Ball Z series, Dragon Ball Super, and the last arc had this, what was called the Tournament of Power. In multiple universes were competing to survive, and Goku's universe was the last man standing was Android 17. So yeah. So it's pretty crazy. Like, so it seems to be there's this pattern with a given year. There will be coding of the 2 digits of the year before and the coming up year. So 19 and 17 seem to be coming up a lot. And so it's very interesting when you start to really sort of see the matrix code, so to speak. And then as fun as the media and mainstream stuff, the Illuminati stuff is to look at and decode, when you really start to look at your own life, that's when you really see, oh, this is something else. This is like the reason they're so obsessed with this is because it really does has to do with how the reality we live in operates. Like, so for example,
so it's like the Matrix almost.
Yeah, kind of.
Right.
So
no, very interesting.
Yeah.
Please, like, I'm so like.
If you've gotten a chance to look at April, if you've gotten a chance to look at your core numbers, so for Pythagorean numerology, so the 2 main ones are your life path, which is based on your date of birth, and your destiny number, which is based on your name. So you're a rare person because you have a 33 there. So each of your 3 names reduces to 11. So then 11 plus 11 plus 11 is 33.
Holy shit.
And then your life path number is 8, and then you add 33 and 8 to get your power number. So that's like sort of the midlife number, and so that comes out to 41, and you're born on April 1st.
Oh my god. That's so crazy.
No, and 41 was a very big number for the 9/11 ritual in 2001. So USA, U the 21st letter, S the 19th, A the 1st, so 1 and 19 make 20, 20 and 21 make 41. If you do that same thing with Al-Qaeda, it also sums to 41. And what? 9/11 2001 21. So 9 plus 11 is 20 plus 20 40 plus 1 41. And the third target that was hit was the Pentagon. And guess when Pentagon construction began? It began on September 11th, 1941.
Oh my god! This is my mind is blown right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. It's I could go with 2 hours. We could go on.
We can go. Let's do it. Shit. I mean, usually I'm a music-based show, but I'm Uneek Radio, so I do what the fuck I want to do. I run the show.
I mean, hey, it connects to music. Speaking of 41, there's this one song, "Living My Best Life," or "Smile, Smile, Bitch" by Little Duval. He's a comedian turned singer, I guess. Has Snoop Dogg on it. It came they released the music video on his Vivo 41 days after his 41st birthday on July 23rd, 2018. 7 plus 23 is 30, plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8. That's 30 plus 11 is 41. So you see these, we could get into sort of all the Golden Gate Bridge predictive programming and how 81 is a number stamped on the Golden Gate Bridge, and and 81 relates to bridge collapses, and the Golden Gate Bridge recently turned 81 years old. We could really get into that, and all the California wildfires and Judas Priest came on the anniversary of the opening of the Golden Gate Bridge this year, and their new album is Firepower. And there's all these California wildfires. And if anyone's been keeping up with that, you've seen houses cut in half and then trees just completely untouched. Yeah, trees, but other ones like untouched, and it's like,
how the hell did it get around that? Right?
And no, those are Lockheed Martin lasers, guys.
Right. So what I'm amazed with, okay, with the 5 core numbers, you're talking about life path, destiny, heart's desire, personality, and my birthday. And it like, I'm looking at your little chart right here, and you're saying that 11 seems to follow me around a lot. With my destiny number being 33, 3 of all your names have to be reduced to 11. How the hell did you reduce?
Okay, so
that is crazy. I'm like looking at it, and you are showing me literally how it's reduced, and it's 11.
Yeah. Okay, so April. Take the name April. So there's two. So the basic method, English ordinal. So A would be 1, P would be 16, R would be 18, I would be 9, L would be 12. You add all those up, you should get 56. But the way you do it in sort of divination numerology when you're reading the charts, and they do this to not create an oversaturation of what's called master numbers. So you use the Pythagorean alphabet, which is reducing each letter to a single digit. So 8 through 9, you don't have to do through anything because that's the first nine letters. You get to J, 10 plus 1 is 0. 10, the 10th letter J, 1 plus 0, 1. K, the 11th letter, 1 plus 1, 2. L, the 12th letter, 1 plus 2, 3, so on and so forth. Z, the 26th letter, 2 plus 6, 8. And so for April, that's A is 1, P is 16, so 1 plus 6, 7. R is 18, that breaks down to 9. Then I is another 9, then L is 3. So then you do 1 plus 7, that's 8, plus 9, so 7 plus 18 is 25, plus... I'm missing something. So 2, 8, and then 3. Yeah, and then 25. No, it's not 25. 26, and then 3 is 29. And then you break that down. 2 plus 9, 11.
Right.
And so when you're doing that, when you run into 11, 22, or 33, you don't have to reduce again.
Right.
Although for the actual letters, they do reduce K and V. So they start there, but then when you do a word and it reduces to 11, you stop.
I see the English ordinal, right? And then the full reduction.
Yeah. So those are essentially the same method because you'll see they all reduce to the same single digit or master number.
And when I add it, it's like 3 plus 8 is 11. 2 plus 9 is 11. 7 plus 4 is 11. 5 plus 6 is 11. What the fuck? I mean, to me, from what I know, I'm always, whenever I look at the clock, it's 11. I'm like, angels. Every time.
Yeah.
I never miss it. And it's not like I do it purposely. Like, whenever it's 11. I'm like, dang.
It's a very powerful number. And if you do the gematria for DJ Queen Uneek, the way you spell it, it reduces to 47. 128 using English ordinal, just like Independence Day, interestingly. But so, yeah, and 128, that's a permutation of 218.
Wait, so even DJ Queen Uneek is 11?
Yeah.
What the hell? So I'm 11.
Yeah, and it's your heart's desire number, so that's what you truly want. That's the energy you sort of crave, so that's even more fitting. So the synchronicity is very strong there. And as far as 33, there's 33 vertebrae in the human spine. If you do the phrase people, and you reduce it, so P the 16th letter, 1 plus 6, 7, you keep doing that. People sums to 33. They say Jesus died at age 33. The World Trade Center began construction in 1968, and 33 years. Yep.
Wow.
33rd degree is said to be the highest degree in Scottish Rite Freemasonry. There's 33s everywhere. Like, if you do the word magic, not reducing, so M's 13, A's 1, C's 3, G's 7, so magic. That sums to 33, as does the word name and the word amen. And so does the word the. That was the one I was like really done with. Oh, the is 33, because 33 is a number of manifestation. Yeah. And so the word the article the is used to like manifest.
Right. So things. With my numbers, how can I have, it's amazing how, you get, the 11, like, how do I tap into my life path, my destiny? How do I make my heart's desire and personality? Like, how do I
what do I do with this?
Yeah, what do I do with this?
Yeah.
Like,
So the thing I found as far as the sort of divination side that seems to be the most useful is looking at compatibility with people. That's the stuff because a lot of this stuff seems to be very accurate, but then it's like, okay, this is accurate. I wish I knew this earlier, I guess. I don't even know what I can do with it now. It's more like sort of an observation. So yeah, it's like a tool, and like I view it more as just observing. I've really just been observing and trying to study it more than anything. Like, how does this, trying to figure out, okay, what can I do with this? How does this really work? Because that's a lot of the stuff that's still very occulted. Like, we know this is a thing, but people openly talking about this aren't really sure how it works, or if they are, they're keeping some secrets themselves. So I do notice that. So you can sort of, what a lot of people do is try to predict events, like what's going to happen. Sports, like people say, oh, like numerological codes for sports, can you predict sports outcomes and things like that? People always ask me,
the lottery.
The lottery, right. You beat me to it. I was going to say, people's like, what did the Clifford run the numbers?
Yes,
and it's like,
please.
Hey guys, I don't know.
You'd be a billionaire right now if you were, right?
Everyone's trying to make money, and then we could get into money and all the coding on the money, like that.
Or like we can go to Vegas and what the fuck, right?
Oh,
hey.
I didn't even think about Vegas, but yeah, it's like what kind of, because there's very much a synthetic engineered side by people and the elites who stage things and run entertainment, and then there's definitely this organic side, and then it's trying to just find that sort of line between what are they making happen and what's happening on its own. Like, I'm born on March 22nd, 322, and 322 is a very significant number. My full name is 3 names and 22 letters, and so it's like, I know my mom did not intentionally do that. So it's just interesting to see how this stuff ends up happening naturally, and it's like, once again, it's like really is this sort of weird matrix thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, what can you really do with that? So you can then like sort of see like, okay, what's my life going to consist of? You're probably going to run into people with 8 energy. So since your life path is 8, I know at the AB yesterday, like you're talking to Summer. Summer's an 8 name, so it's like interesting to see the types of people you run across and sort of the energy that is attracted to you and the energy you're attracted to. Yeah. And so it kind of,
you have a charger.
So essentially, I think one of the best things you can sort of see with it is to know sort of like what composes your sort of numerical matrix and what are the things to look for. And another thing, daily horoscopes, though that's probably, people find those for numerology very accurate. Mm-hmm. And the way you do that is you take what's known as sort of the life path number of the day and you add it to what's called your alignment number, which is just the sum of the month and day of your birthday. So, for example, today, 9/11/2018, that's going to be a 4 because we have 9, 11, and an 11. So it puts 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8 is 11. And 11 and 11 make 22, and then 9 doesn't change anything. It's going to be 31, and it breaks down to 4. 9 never changes the root digit because we're reducing everything to a single digit. So 9 kind of acts like 0. Yeah, right. Exactly. And so today's a 4 day, and so your alignment number would be 5. 4 plus 1, 5. So then 5 plus 4 make 9. So today's a 9 day for you. And once again, 9 about completion, transformation. It's a very spiritual number. It's like highly intuitive. The thing with the 9 is, for as intuitive and wise as they are, they're like very bad judges of character. They're like too trusting because they have all this wisdom and good intention. They just sort of don't think to like look more into other people's intentions. Like they'll look past and look through like a lot of illusions of sort of the macrocosm, but dealing interpersonally, they'll just be like, oh, like I want what's best for the world, so why wouldn't this person? And it's like they can be a little too trusting.
Oh God, don't say that. Like, well, I feel like that today. Like I've been so torn with myself because you hit it right in the fucking button today. I'm having a 9 day. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
I feel like I do have a good judge of character. I have good intuition, but at times when people are like asking, you know, something from me, I question it because I could see, okay, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Mm-hmm. But there's this side of me saying, man, these motherfuckers could just be fucking playing me for my motherfucking money.
Yeah.
And thinking of me like I'm a fucking sucker, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But let me just put my faith that they're not playing me that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I still can't determine, honestly, if you was to ask me, what do you think? Do you think they're playing you? But I helped anyways. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going with good faith, of course, but there's always that side of like, you know, I don't know other people's intentions towards me.
Exactly. Yeah. So I hate to say that because I feel like I made you stressed out a little bit.
No. You've opened my eyes. Like, I know that now that's what a 9 is. It's where, you know, I'm very intuitive, but you question yourself. Like, and you rather be just like, you know, like naive.
Yeah, it's like what they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So it's like the 9 strong humanitarian sense will have it just sort of push forward, trying to help people, even if it's like there's like red flags and things.
Yes.
But so tomorrow then would be a 1 day for you because it's going to be a 5 day. So it just ticks up. The only time you need to take account is when you're changing months. So then one's like new beginnings initiative. Yesterday was a 1 day for me. It's a 2 day for me today. And yet it was a 1 day and we met and then you asked me to come on the radio show. It was like, it felt very
so what's
like
a 1 day?
Creation, new beginnings. It's like, it's an ambitious number. It means you're going to have to sort of be your self-starter, take some initiative.
Oh yeah. That's what I had yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck that. You know, I'm just going to just do what I was continue doing. And that's doing what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I always, you know, it's like yesterday, actually though, I had a roadblock came up and I was just like, fuck. You know when things go really, really good and then fucking something happens and now it's just like, now I gotta find another way around this fucking situation.
Yeah. So yesterday would have been an 8 day for you, and 8 is the number of the trial. While it's the number of abundance, it's also like struggle and strife and that kind of thing.
That's what I was going through yesterday.
Yeah.
Struggle and strife.
Yeah.
But I kept it pushing. You know what I mean? So what's tomorrow going to be like for me?
So tomorrow's a 1 day for you, so it should be sort of, once again, a self-starting day initiative. You might feel a little like, okay, I'm ready to hit the ball, hit the ground running or get the ball rolling for some project or some new work or something like that.
I'm always doing a project. You're
so
right.
A great app is World Numerology by like sort of Hans Dekos. He's sort of I would say he might be like the head name in numerology. Like he's the one who facilitates numerology.com, and so his app's pretty good. Like I've been showing people their daily numerology horoscopes from this app, and people find it pretty accurate. Like everything else, nothing's like always 100%.
But then, you know, it's like
things
I'd like to do
point.
it like to read it in the morning. Then I'll know. Like at least I know what today's supposed to be like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everyone needs guidance.
Yeah.
And you can find it in numerology. You can find it in astrology. You can find it in fucking whatever the fuck it takes. Tarot cards. You know what I mean? Whatever. It's out there.
I view all these things as ways God communicates with mankind.
Us, with mankind, yeah. And like, just like with religion, you know, I mean, I believe there's many gods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I believe there's many gods.
Yeah.
There's many. I mean, and the God is like invisible means of support.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the one true God is just unknown.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then there's just his disciples, which is, you know, Buddhism and all the other gods that everyone prays, you know, Jesus.
Ascended masters, that kind of thing.
Yeah. But I mean, man, world is a trip, man.
What was I thinking? Tarot has the same gematria as Jesus, actually. They both sum to 74. And 74 is a big number. Jesus sums to 74. They call him the Messiah, which sums to 74. English is 74.
My birthday is 74.
Your birthday is you're born in 74. Yeah, year 74 is a big year. So one of my colleagues who we work on sort of informing the public about he's born in 74. His life path and his destiny number are both 1. And he's put together a good book, very short, called the Militia Handbook. I would recommend it for anyone who is sort of tired of seeing the way government does things. Sort of it breaks the situation down and talks about the steps and the solution to sort of remedy the problem. And one of those things is filming all interactions with government officials, because establishing the criminal nature.
They hate that shit, man.
Oh no,
they hate it.
Oh, they've tried to kill him multiple times. He's been abducted by Department of Homeland Security. It's the real shit.
Fuck, man. I need to read up on that.
Yeah,
you know, people like, I've never, politics is something like people really need to like really just be aware of. And
and the thing is, they have a whole screen that's just a movie. That's the brilliance of the sort of mechanism, is that when people first try to get aware of politics, where they go, CNN, it's like, you can get the truth out of it, but you have to know how to read it. You have to know that this is propaganda. All this stuff. Yeah, it's propaganda. It's ritualistic. We just had Mac Miller die 33 weeks after his 26th birthday. Wow. So 33, 26, once again, two big numbers. And 19 weeks and 1 day before his 27th birthday, he's born on January 19th. That's 119, like the reflection of 9/11, or most dates write it 19/1, and it's 19 weeks and 1 day before his 27th birthday, 19/119, 19/119. So it's like, and then you can get depending on how cynical you want to be, you can say, are these people really dying? Are they faking their deaths? But I usually just assume it was a ritualistic sacrifice. That's just is
crazy, man.
How I usually call it. 2017 was absurd. Not Kurt Cobain, man. I'm getting all these names because Kurt Cobain was before I was born, or like right when I was a little kid. But Chris Cornell, Chester Bennington last year, so it's just all these celebrity deaths. And we had 2016, Carrie Fisher. It just feels as though they've been increasing it, but maybe I'm just noticing it more. Who knows?
Right, Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, Aretha Franklin. We could get into the racist coding on black people and how 42 and 59 are stamped heavily on black people, and how that. Can we get into that? Yeah, we can get into that.
I'm very interested in that.
Okay.